And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Alison Rose and Is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Alison welcomes her guest. He's a writer, comedian, and creator of the podcast Intercepts. It's David Huntsberger. Chef Jeff is here with his recommended new events for next Winter Olympics. They are the Drunken Biathlon, the two-man luge ass to ass, and synchronized slipping. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the love bus and say hello to your new best friend, Alison Rosen.
Alison Rosen, Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with the good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the way that's a fancy day. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little Texas gold bars. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen Is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. By Aaron Thomas. Yes, I'm on Patreon. I have recently refreshed my Patreon. I have taken it out of the closet. I went and blew off there was a huge dust cloud. Okay, I sneezed 300 times and then I refreshed it. And part of the refresh is, guys, now there is a weekly Patreon bonus episode. Patreon. It's called The News with Alison *, return, *, and Daniel. Now,
All
I guess
on one line.
No, I try to do it on a few different lines. It feels like double asterisks, but I don't exactly know how my way around that. But anyway, we talk about the news each week, and lately it's been pretty dark. And then also there's a level where you can text me, I'll text you back, and all sorts of other fun stuff, and you can submit carbohydrates, etc. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Patreon.
You can do an annual subscription, get 2 months free. I'm also on Substack. Boy, have I been writing. AlisonRosen.substack.com. Okay, I'm very excited to say hello to my guests. David Huntsberger, hello.
Hello.
Wonderful to have you back so soon.
Yeah, great to be back.
It was like just a dearth of Huntsberger.
Mm-hmm.
There was no Honey Huntsberger. And then now you've been on twice in like a month or something. I love it. As long as we keep getting Mondays off, we may get Huntsberger.
Mm-hmm. I'm like a groundhog. Comes up, sees its shadow, goes back down.
Yeah.
But then everyone's left town, and I'm like, I'm still hanging out. I still live here.
It's me, guys.
I didn't just
Right. Do you think Puxatawny Phil or whoever pretends to, or whoever they say is Puxatawny Phil, but it's probably some kind of female groundhog named Stella, do you think they are like, what about the other 11 months?
Yeah, they're like, no one let Stella die. And then someone's like, we've gone through like 40 Stellas.
Yeah.
No one's going to notice that the markings are slightly different.
Right.
And then Stella's just there like, you could just let me go back out in the wild.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, no, we got to preserve this as long as possible. And then they know like what the lifespan of a groundhog is, which we don't know. None of us know.
Yeah.
Well, who's they? The person in the top hat?
The
or
caretakers, they have their own special estate. It's not even just like an animal rescue shelter. It's like an estate. It's
like a mansion.
villa. Yeah. And then Stella has a whole wing, and then they like monitor all just down to the minerals. They have every single element that goes into Stella's body. Yeah. There's treadmills. There's a whole bunch of stuff to keep her
plastic
going.
surgery.
Yeah, just refreshing constantly and rejuvenation treatment.
Right.
What's the red rays? Red
light.
Red light. They're doing that treatment.
Red light therapy on her.
Like little like groundhog acupuncture. It just never ends.
It sounds like not the worst life.
No, and it's great for the town because the economy, I mean, when you're studying, like, I don't know what to do with my life. Like, have you thought about groundhog acupuncture? And then people get into that. And so it just keeps creating jobs and a whole infrastructure for Punxsutawney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Everyone knows this, though.
Yeah, they know that, but then no one knows what the lifespan of a groundhog is.
Right.
Yeah. That's true. You would think
Daniel.
by now. Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
I have news.
Oh, boy.
That I'm going to share later.
Okay.
I think you already know it, but I feel like you don't really know it. You haven't internalized it.
Is this the news from earlier today that everyone was excited? Okay, then I do know it.
Okay. I feel like you don't care enough.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. Hi, Jeff.
Hi,
Welcome.
Alison. Thank you. I appreciate you welcoming me. If I don't welcome you, feel free to welcome me again.
I don't want to be annoying. And they're like, no, go ahead and nag me. I know it's in your nature. They are like that. Okay, so the big news. Daniel, you're going to need to do your... I'm not pregnant. By the way, I'm not pregnant.
It's the news with Alison. Alison Rosen is your best friend. Breaking news.
Thank you. Daniel, you're going to need to do your baby name segment again.
Ugh.
Because my fish had babies. I'm very excited.
You're tiny little
am
baby
too.
fish.
Thank you. I looked into... So it's there's so much fish news, guys. Okay, so all of my saltwater fish that were in a 10-gallon tank, which is really not big enough for them, I moved them into a 29-gallon. This is a tank that had been sitting empty for a while. It is not ideal for a number of reasons. However, a number of things, push came to shove and I had to do it. So I moved them into that. I moved the puffer who was in a hospital tank, which was supposed to be temporary.
Slow down for the people who are taking notes.
Thriving
You're
in
going
there.
real fast.
I moved him into their old home, and it was exhausting. It was much more of an endeavor than it should be. There's just it's just like a lot of spinning plates. So then, meanwhile, Turtleine is now in her own tank with new fish.
Right.
And the fish.
Well,
that
not her
can-
own, because you've introduced other fish into the tank.
Right, but she's not with her old roommates.
Check the turt.
And she's no longer, she used to get out of the water at night and she would sit on this little platform, which I think is like good for them to dry out their shell or something. So she's no longer been doing that. And I worry it's because we have a mesh top instead of a glass top. All of this is to say I put a glass top on today to see, and I opened it up and I looked in. I forget what I was looking for. And there they were, little baby fish.
Oh.
They're like tiny tadpoles. They're tiny. They're like...
Are they guppies?
Yes, they're Endler. They're either called Endlers, and Endlers are a type of guppy, or they're called Endler guppies. But yeah, they fucked, and now they have babies. Or conceivably, when I bought them, the ladies were pregnant. I don't know.
They don't spawn. They don't like leave the eggs and then the
They're-
gentlemen come by and.
They're live bearers.
So they actually have like.
You know what? I didn't think about. I said they fucked because it was funny, and as it came out, I thought that was much more crass than I intended it to be. I don't know how they actually reproduce, but the babies come out of their little fish reproductive organs. So that must mean that somehow he squirts his seed on Jeff.
Gosh.
Could you tell us? Could you look up how Endler guppies reproduce? I'm sorry about what's going to happen to your computer. Yeah, I don't know. Crazy. But anyway, yeah, there are little babies in there. I can't get a sense of how many because it's so hard to see. Like, there's definitely one. I feel like I saw more than one. I can't tell if I'm seeing more than one or one a bunch of times. There's a lot of predators in that tank. So I hope that some of them make it all the way to adult guppyhood, but there's enough guppies that this should be like a frequent thing. It's quite a rite of passage for me as a fish tank owner.
Do these little guppies follow around the mom at all?
No, they don't.
There's no kind of duckling activity. They just swim in the same water. Like,
yeah, the
hey.
parents eat them.
Who's that
sometimes.
lady?
yeah. There's no interesting.
I don't understand, because Owen asked me why do the parents eat them? And I said, I don't know. It might be because they're dumb. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but like discus fish, which is someday, I hope to have, it's a whole thing. I hope to have discus. I hope to try to breed them. It is truly, it's an undertaking though, but they care for their young, but people talk about it like that's rare in the fish world.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
So I have to set this up because it's hilarious. On guppyplanet.com,
Ooh.
there's an article called How Do Guppies Mate - A Complete Guide. And the first sentence says, if you are curious about how guppies mate, you have come to the right place.
Is this like 4 guppies to read? A complete
Isn't this
guide.
inappropriate that these young guppies would be they don't reproduce, do they?
The babies?
They are the offspring.
Guppies is the name of the fish.
Really? Mm-hmm. What? What world am I living? I think of guppies as like
The baby.
The baby.
Fry.
Yeah,
Fry is
like a
baby.
Yeah,
tadpole.
the guppy's the
Guppies.
type of fish.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't know how to spell that.
Honestly embarrassing for you.
It really is.
Endler, E-N-D-L-E-R.
So I just randomly guessed that you had guppies.
Oh, so yeah. Well, when you said, are they guppies, I was like, astute fish question.
You're like, yeah, I am raising guppies.
Yeah, but in that tank, there's guppies and there's also Danios. And you were right. It is the guppies who, I believe, who bred. Yeah.
But guppy's kind of slang for kids too, right? That's
Yeah,
probably
when
where you
you're
got it
just a
from.
guppy.
When we
Yeah,
would go to like ponds and stuff, and we saw little things that we're like, oh, there's guppies. So it was always just like the babies.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's funny.
I was raised around a bunch of idiots, and I'm the biggest one of them.
Weird. Lifelong learner. Guppies mate through internal fertilization, with the male transferring sperm to the female using a modified anal fin called a gonopodium.
I modified her myself. Mind if I wedge it in there? Create some guppies with you. Oh, you modified it yourself?
This isn't store-bought,
She ain't exactly street legal.
but it works. It works better than the older ones work better than the new ones. During courtship, males perform elaborate displays to attract females, including colorful body patterns and movements. After mating, the female can store sperm for several months and give birth to live young, with each clutch typically containing between 20 to 50 fry.
Yes.
Guppy mating behavior is influenced by various factors, including water temperature, light levels, and the presence of predators. That is
20 to
interesting.
50. And at least I've seen one a few times.
You've made them feel comfortable enough.
Yeah.
to
Well, that's the thing
reproduce.
is I was doing everything in the tank so that Turtleen would feel confident to like get out on the platform. But I didn't know that I need to recalibrate for these fry.
Can you lure Turtleen onto the platform? Maybe Turtleen doesn't know.
Turtleen
That's a good
knows.
place to go.
She knows. It has to do with the ambient temperature of the air, I think, versus the temperature of the water. She could also, I don't know. There's a lot going on. But the thing that the takeaway is the male shoves sperm into the lady with a butt fin.
More or less.
That's so weird.
That is modified. And then she's like, thank you for that. I'm going to hold on to that for quite some time. And when I'm ready, I might do something with it. You won't know. And then I guess if there's one male in the tank, they're like, any day now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a dad. And there's a lot of cigar work. But then if there's multiple dudes, what a guessing game.
But here's the thing. I have not even had these fish for months. So this could be some other dude's fish that just happened in the tank. And see, I wonder if they're like, that's not my fry. I'm going to eat it. Probably not. Again, I think they're kind of dumb.
The bears that go and eat the young if they're around. We see this thing of like protection and but what if fish are just like the ultimate kind of like free love? Like there's no ownership of any sort. I don't need to have like a photo that I'm prideful of. I'm just happy to be alive. And if I've helped make more, great. And if I haven't, that's also fine.
They're all part of a polycule.
Bears will eat their young.
Yeah, I think most bear species, the males will come around and they're hungry. They see these little dudes, and then the mama bear. Almost every like nature documentary is like the mama bear like hustling the little dudes up a tree. Get up there.
So
and then she'll just stand guard and like, get out of here.
So that their own dad won't eat them, or their own dad will eat them.
Their own dad will eat them. Yes.
Doesn't that seem bad for the population of bears?
I don't think they're discriminating, as far as I remember from these documentaries about what sex of bear that they eat. But because like that's potentially competition for them, the big bulls, male bears. So maybe they look at that like, get out of here, buddy.
Well, I know lions do that. Like a lion will drive the males from the pack or the pride or whatever. Mm-hmm. Nature is awful. I'm so glad I have 4 small microcosms of it in our house now.
But you're seeing a really interesting one where there doesn't seem to be, I mean, it's cutthroat. Where like 20 to 50 fries show up and everyone's like, free food, just dropped in.
I know.
What discretion if they're able to see that and go, we really shouldn't. We just say we really shouldn't do this. And trying to exercise some level of restraint.
If they did that, they'd be practically human or on a GLP-1. What was I going to say about all of this? What does this modified fin situation mean? What do you take that to mean? Like evolution has modified it? Because I don't think the guppy is like working on it in the back.
It's all rounded, and then like it's the equivalent of like, oh, this fish is feeling amorous. Yoink, and like, morphs into a modified version. This I'm just saying, as I swim by you, I've modified it so that it will fit into your body if you were so inclined. And then she's like, that is modified.
Yeah.
And that gets it started maybe. But
I don't
that's
even know. It's interesting though, because the males are very colorful and the females are just sort of see-through grayish. I have 4 males and 6 females because that is the recommended ratio, because if you have fewer females, then like the males will drive them insane or something. Classic men. So anyway, I'm very excited about that, and I don't feel that Daniel's excited enough.
I'm excited that you're excited. I'm not showing it.
What will it take to get you to be excited about my fish?
I gotta bring the positive attitude. Real talk. I do look at, you've been at work for a few days now. I mean, what you just described is like the moving of the, that was like a whole thing.
For someone who likes to wear a bathrobe and lay on a bed with a heating pad, it was a lot of activity.
Like Alison, you need to understand, Alison spends her whole day standing in front of these tanks just working it. Like she is transferring water, she's moving dirt around, she's testing the saline of the salinity, and it's like a fucking mad scientist. And then she goes to bed, and I sit there and I look at these tanks, and it's like, really? It does make me happy that you are so passionate about this. It does.
There's some kind of insult.
No, I don't. I don't.
I feel an insult tucked in the end.
There's no insult. I don't get it. I don't share your passion for it, but I do enjoy
having a passion.
Like,
who knew
yes,
I had that in me?
Like, to me, like, let me put it this way.
It's horrible what you did to that fish.
Objectively, fish tanks don't appeal to me just sort of in a general sense. Like, if I were to choose whether or not to have fish tanks in my house, I would probably choose no.
You made that clear.
But these fish tanks are they are a result of your hard work and passion, and that actually does have an appeal to me. I like to see this sort of the fruits of your hard work and your efforts, and so I just want to make it aesthetically a little nicer, like not so many cords and things like that. But we'll get there.
Yeah, it's a lot of cords.
We'll get there. But like, I look at it, I'm like impressed. It's quite.
I have leveled up.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. Like, you've like we have 4 fucking fish tanks going. Each one is a completely different ecosystem, and different decorations going on in there, and different kinds of fish and snails and fucking all sorts of disgusting
I've had to
creatures.
Put things together myself, because here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you marry someone like Daniel, you don't have to put things together anymore. IKEA furniture, things with lots of little things and a booklet and directions. I just slide that over to him. But over the weekend, I had to put together a filter. I had to put together a stand thing.
She has lifted.
I did it myself.
She lifts buckets of water now.
What?
Wow.
My back. It really did hurt my lower back, though, which makes me feel very old.
Water can be heavy.
I know.
You're working it. So you've got that obsessive passion. I love to see it.
But what I'm saying
I just wish it was something else. No, it's fine.
It could be worse.
Listen, it's fine.
What if I was super into chickens and there was tons of fancy chickens in our backyard?
I worry about the creep. This is when Elliot burst into tears at the pet store because he's worried our house would become a zoo.
This is many months ago.
Because we were about to buy a fucking pet beetle, which didn't make it, and then we bought a replacement and it didn't make it, so we quit on the beetles.
Yeah.
I think that it's the mission creep of it all. It's basically my Iraq.
So here's my question for you, though.
No, but it's like we had one small tank.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be just a couple fish, and a year later we're at 2 large tanks and 2 medium tanks.
Those aren't even large in the tank world. So they're all small.
But I guess what I'm saying is no chickens.
But what I'm saying thank you for all of that. What I'm saying is, why not more excitement over the fact that you're a grandfather?
I will go days without looking at the fish.
Those babies, though. This is a new
I care
world
more
for
about
us.
what it represents than the fish. Although
It
there are a
represents
couple
our-
fish I like.
Okay, which one?
The turtle obviously is cute. I like the puffer. The pink fish is neat.
You're not talking about the babies, though. Do you not care?
I mean,
Has your heart grown so
They're-
cold?
you know what was cute?
What?
Were the pea puffers.
Oh, those were
So-
cute. So we have a new. Anyone who's still listening, don't worry. We're not going to talk about fish the whole show. We'll get off of this soon. I found a new fish store. This is a big event. Jeff, I had explained to you, right, that
yeah.
there was just at the old one they sell a lot of snakes, and I was overhearing too many conversations about people like all the intricacies of feeding them live rats, and it was bumming me out.
Fingers at our door.
Littlefinger,
It looks like Littlefinger from
Is that-
Game of Thrones.
who is that?
I don't know. Oh, maybe it was a drop off of some sort.
Mm.
Okay.
I thought this was like a new nickname for our son or something. I'm like, since when do we call him that? So yeah, it was too upsetting. So now I go to a place that only has fish, and I took Daniel there with me, and they have these pea puffers, and they're like half an inch long. They're little puffer fish. They're super duper cute. He thought they were cute. So I think that this is an act. I think he actually is super into the
He's
fish.
getting into it. Bring him in.
Yeah.
It's like when someone takes up knitting, and then at first you're kind of like, oh, that didn't turn out very well. But then you get like a really nice set of mittens or a
Yeah.
beanie or something, and you're like, oh, okay, I you know what else you could make? And you start
Yeah.
having suggestions
Right.
and ideas, and then it has intertwined itself in your lives. The hobby of it, the appeal of it.
Right.
You just haven't like welcomed it in yet.
I watched Daniel
Well,
hem pants for like 4 hours today.
Yeah, listen, that's the part I like is the fact that you're passionate about this thing and that it's there as an example of something that you really care about. So I like that. And so I see that and that appeals to me. The rest of it is it's just it's fish. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't really care about fish or the ocean or
Clearly.
shit like that. But
Clearly.
like, I don't. It's but it's honey. I love you, and so I love it.
So listen,
so
the
much.
carb today was Texas Gold Bars sent in by Erin Thomas. Now, she sent a link to what a Texas Gold Bar is, and I didn't have time to click on it. So I think we should go around and guess at what a Texas Gold Bar is.
Wait, what's the context? It's a snack.
It's a Texas Gold Bar. I feel like we need some kind of song to usher in a thing where we're guessing about a snack.
Snack chat. Milky Way, Skittles, Reese's, cheese, crackers, butter sandwich, cookie pie, cookies, pudding,
Snack
fruit,
chat.
ice cream, butter popcorn, chicken wing, very tasty is the thing. Snack chat.
Okay. Who wants to guess first? I have an idea in my head.
I'll start because I have no idea, and
Okay.
I don't think this is a very good guess, and I'll just get it started. That I think it's graham crackers and like caramel, or some people say caramel. Which were you guys? Caramel?
I go back and
Caramel,
forth,
caramel.
but I am.
I split the difference.
Mm-hmm. Caramel.
Caramel.
I like caramel.
Yeah, that's me.
caramel?
I always say it too like this.
caramels that
I'm
you
like,
share?
oh, do you have the chocolate with caramel?
Caramel.
I say caramel.
Mm-hmm.
What are you?
Caramel.
What are you,
Yeah,
Dave?
I'm from the West. We like shorten everything to as
Caramel.
as little mouth action as possible. Caramel.
Yeah. And also crayon. One syllable.
great.
Crayon.
Yeah.
Are you a crayon, Jeff?
Crayon. Yeah, I think I'm a crayon.
Yeah.
How many
Crayon.
syllables does the word Ireland, the country? How many syllables does that have in it?
3 for me.
Mm-hmm.
3.
Ireland. It's somewhere between 2 and 3.
Yeah, I'm trying to shorten it down to Ireland.
Erland.
Bring it just in a definitive 2.
Yeah.
Ireland.
All right. So you're going
Yeah,
graham crackers and
Ireland is
caramel.
where the pirates
and
live.
some caramel. And then I think they just drizzle chocolate. There's probably some other kind of nougaty stuff in there, or like doughy something rather. And then they just dump some chocolate over it, let it harden, and it really looks like a candy bar. But then when you bite into it, it's, well, let's go bar.
Excellent guess. Jeff, you want to go?
I have no idea as well, but I'm going to go in a different direction just to cover my bases. I feel like it's some potato-based something with a lot of cheese and butter. And
Oh my
baked
God. I
something,
didn't even
'cause
consider that.
I think it could easily be a dessert, but I pictured this going with steak really well.
Nice.
That's a good guess.
Shocking. Okay, should I go next or you, Daniel?
It's a cow piss popsicle.
Oh, it's like a prank you'd play on someone.
Oh, like a cow pie.
Mhm.
It's like, mountain oysters or
Or like yellow snow.
The ninth green at 9. Give him a Texas Gold Bar.
yeah, give me hey, we slipped Johnny a Texas Gold Bar.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the urine?
Okay, I think I'm more like Dave. I think it's got a chocolate base. I think it has pretzels, and I think it has caramel in it. That's what I think. Jeff, could you look it up?
Yes, I'm looking right now.
It's probably got peanuts in it.
I could see a nut getting in there too.
It looks like it is. Stand by. It's a dessert. It is. Texas Gold Bars are the kind of dessert that doesn't wait for an invitation.
Like
I think the same person that wrote the Guppy thing wrote this, which is AI. So
it's like why haven't we had chocolate mousse in a while? It's like, did you forget to invite it?
At a glance, it's kind of a buttery little looking biscuit with like nuts in it, and it looks buttery and eggy and.
I'm gonna look up the link that she sent me, but a buttery little biscuit sounds like something you say to someone before you attack them, but also sounds delicious.
They're soft, chewy dessert bars packed with brown sugar, butter pecans, and often a swirl of white chocolate or butterscotch chips.
This is such an Alison special dessert. This is everything I want in a dessert. This could be my new favorite dessert. Move over, C's Scotch Kisses.
Maybe you'll want to think of them as the golden cousin to brownies, rich and sweet, but without the cocoa.
It sounds like it's a blonde. This is cutesy writing. It sounds like it's a blondie. Now, this recipe over here has shredded coconut.
Well, we should make them.
And cream cheese. Huh. None of us got it right.
No, I was closest.
Shredded coconut.
You were closest with your urine popsicle?
I can't explain how it is that I'm closest.
I'll give it to you.
In color?
It's like a default setting. If everyone does poorly, it's the least amount of words put in wins.
That's right.
So I was thinking, we're all hobbyists. I have my fish. Daniel has his sewing.
I hemmed my pants, guys. It's not a hobby.
You have your own sewing
You wear
machine.
a thimble when you do that?
I don't. Well, I don't.
You go
I don't hand sew. I have a sewing machine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a sewing machine I'm not very good at using, but like when I try to hand sew, I'm always like, I wish I had a damn thimble.
So
You should get one. I don't think they're very expensive. It's not cost prohibitive.
I just
Do
can
they
never
make those anymore?
I never can justify going out to get. I just so seldomly, and I usually only have to do like 4 or 5 punch throughs. So I'm like, I can figure this out.
And tough it out.
Tough
through
it
4 or
out.
5.
Like, ow, okay, that one didn't go.
Yes, and you're always like, wow, those needles are very sharp. I will fucking puncture my skin 5 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's a miserable feeling.
Yeah. But you don't do that with the machine, so.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a thimble is too girly?
No,
Or
you
it's
just don't
just-
need one with a machine. You're not.
No.
you're not hand sewing.
I guess for both of you,
It would be like if I were at like a yard sale or something and I saw a thimble and it fit me, I would feel like I'd struck gold. And then they were like, how's 10 cents? And I'd be like, this is a magical day. I would think, and then I'd feel bad knowing like
send you
it's
a
just going to
thimble.
go somewhere. Yeah. Like, and then I would have it and be like, oh yeah, I ended up.
It's like
I
so
can't
single
just-
use.
Yeah. I can't justify
I
having it.
dreamt about it, but I was wondering what it thimblized.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Oh boy.
Sorry, Jeff cut that out.
Wow. All right. So you have your sewing. Dave, what's your main hobby these days? Because you're like a
Never.
woodworker, leather worker, rancher.
Yeah, I have way too many hobbies and bikes. I think lately I'm into bikes a lot. I like fixing up bicycles, skis, like tuning skis, learning to waxing skis. I'm into that.
You tune and wax skis?
Yeah.
Where do you ski?
I got this like full on like
You just-
apron thing. Lately I've been going to June Mountain, which is just a little bit north of Mammoth. Kids ski free until they're 12. Fantastic. So then like in LA, everyone goes skiing once and then they don't need their gear and they sell it for next to nothing. So I hustle around the town and buy like everyone's cast off gear because the waiting in the rental line is just obnoxious. And
Yeah.
You're using stuff that has been used hundreds of times versus why not just buy something that's been used 4 times ever? So I'm really
That never even occurred to, well, I don't ski enough, but that had never even occurred to me to
if
have
you
my
ever
own
do.
gear.
Yeah, and then if you don't like it, then you can sell it. Then you can get
Yeah.
it back in the ecosystem that way. But like so I bought this little professional like ski waxing iron that it's really cool. It, like, you squeeze it and then the wax comes out, and then I've got like this apron with all the gear and the tools in it. I got the whole kit for like $15. So like I'm always looking for an excuse to
what
wax
marketplace are you working off of here?
The only one the world ever needed and or needs.
Facebook.
Never. Zuckerberg gets zero of my money for the rest of his life. It's Craigslist. The murders were just a real ruse.
So Craigslist is still going.
It never stopped. It's the best. It's of the people. There's no ads. It's clean. It's pure. There's like a friendliness that comes about it. You get to know your community. And then when I was on Facebook, I did the marketplace. And then you fucking see people's faces and you know they kind of live near you. You know their first and last name. I'm like, get out of here with this. How is this more secure?
Miss me with that.
Yeah, you can lose me there. So I was like not interested. And like most of Craigslist free especially is I'll just be like, when are you coming by? They go, how's this time? I go, cool, let me know. I set it outside my gate. I never see them. They get some stuff.
I've sold a few things and bought a few things on Craigslist, and I never got murdered.
The murders were that one weirdo had a gambling problem in like the Northeast. The murders threw it off so much that everyone went, we need to go to OfferUp, an app that takes all of our data and sells it and like delivers us ads every millisecond. Gross.
And Craig he refused to sell that thing famously. He could have sold it for so much.
Him and Wozniak, two like the tech dudes that did it the right way, that didn't like become these megalomaniac lunatics. So Craigslist, yes, the best place to get stuff. Screen printing I haven't done that in a while.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
another hobby.
And I think about your screen printing setup all the time.
Oh, thanks, man. Oh, yeah, I made it. I was like woodworking.
It's so great.
It was pretty neat. Like, I'm proud of that one.
Do you still have the setup?
Oh, yeah. I can't get rid of it just because, like,
No,
I don't think
you ever get rid of that.
Yeah,
No.
it doesn't take up much space. And, like, my kiddos will probably want to learn how to do it one day. And then I'll be like, let me show you what I made. And then at the top is the light box at the top is removable, which is fun because then you can animate with it. And then below is like this little dark room storage thing. So you can have screens going.
Cool.
And
like, how big are we talking?
It's probably 3 feet.
It's like a cabinet.
It's a cabinet.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So this is like in your garage?
Yep. And it's on wheels. So you can it's easy to move
Neat.
around. It's pretty great. It had all like the times that it would take to like burn a screen. Like, so I'd know, this particular screen with like, they're different mesh. So if I'm like, I'm doing a 300 here. This takes this many minutes. I had a pretty good system down for a while. So it's too many hobbies. I feel like whenever I read an article about someone with like ADHD or something, and I can like really relate to like, I kind of always need to have like 15 things going, and then I just zero in on one for a while. But it's like the fish is like a very good peaceful one because you can always be thinking about it. You can sit there and look at it, and it feels like an accomplishment.
Yes.
But you can always want to work on it more. I think that's every hobby. Like,
Right, you're never done. My parents' house up the street, there was a boy who I became friends with who was, 4 years older than me. And they were always wrenching on cars, which when we go to Jeff, I believe that's his main hobby. And I just felt like, when is it ever done? But I think that's the point. It never is. There's always more.
If I can make an unsolicited, bordering on a diatribe assertion about those things,
Please.
is that the birth of
Key to happiness.
I think it has to do with like freedom and happiness being intertwined and the illusion of freedom when you really don't have it that much. Like your phone is tracking you, telling you where to go. You're always at the mercy of upgrading to it because no one understands the operating system or any of the hardware involved in it. So like it gives me the freedom to do it, but I can't put it away. I can't put it down. When cars started to replace horses, and then it gave you the freedom to travel much further, much easier. But it seemed like almost anyone that used them had a vague understanding of how to fix them up a little bit, how to use them.
They were simpler.
But I mean, if you go look at like a train or go look at early automobiles, they were not easy in terms of like, you got to get the pressure going, you crank this, and when that's firing up, it was
That is
so
how they
many.
sounded then.
They always talk like that. When the boiler's pumping, then that's when you hit it with the gas, and you light that up, then now turn this, cock that gas. It was so many steps to like get it fired up. And then you'd be sitting up there and like, look how easy it is. And you drive everywhere you were going to go. And then now thinking of how easy like EVs are, and some of it has to do with just the ease and the comfort and there's a status that comes with it. So like, I have the means, I can buy this vehicle, but do you know how to use it at all? Because cynically think that the car companies, even though they're losing money, especially without like the subsidies that go into this, they really want to have all the data that comes along with you in a car that you have no idea whatsoever how to fix in any way. You just have to take it in the shop and like, change this battery out for me. And they go, cool. And do you mind if we catalog every single stop you made, every place you went, everything you purchased, every map feature you put in? You go, yeah, I can't stop you. I signed the terms of service. And so people in their garage wrenching on things are kind of this vestige of like, you could know. You really could build your own EV. It is a craft
that you can, yeah.
And it still exists. You could buy some batteries and motors and put them on wheels and make an EV and wire up your own, or, you know, like you could write your own code stack and then all the software to like put your own screen in there and be like, I built this car. And it wouldn't be that different from like fixing up an old Impala or something. And people be like, that's nuts.
Yeah, it does sound nuts.
It sounds so insane, but
sounds like something Doc from Back to the Future would do.
Yeah. And so that to me is like the ultimate sort of, have we just lost that? That's gone away. That's completely gone. So now we're like in this sort of, we're at the mercy of this sort of tech world that we live in where no one knows how to use it. So therefore we just keep signing up and hitting yes on the accept terms.
I'm going to take it a step further. I forget the guy's name. He was one of the original developers of AI. He was at OpenAI and then he left and he's well known. I forget his name. But he's been kind of an alarmist. So he kind of left the company and he gives speeches about it. And they asked him, I think this was the way, they asked him like what he's most concerned about with AI. And the thing he said he was most concerned about was humanity offloading more and more of their intelligence to AI and allowing AI to do more and more and losing the knowledge as a result of like kind of what you're talking about, like losing that ability to do things yourself so that at a certain point you become completely dependent on something you don't understand.
Yeah.
It's like coding. You said coding. It's like you go, well, cars now are all computerized, but at least there are people who code. At least there's someone I can go to who understands that. But there will come a time when that isn't even there anymore, when there isn't that person who even understands how to code because the coding is being done by AIs who are the only ones that understand the coding anymore. And then what?
Well, then like Western Digital just announced like they're really not going to have solid state drives because they've sold it all to AI companies. So now imagine like for this podcast, you're like, well, hold up. I need to like store my data somewhere. I need to store these files.
Is that what's going to happen?
Everything's just in a server farm somewhere that you have no access to. You can't go find it. So if they cut off say you said something inappropriate and then you're like, I'll just do it at home. No, you can't, you don't get that data. It's gone now.
Yeah.
That feeling is like, I think that's why I like hobbies so much, because even if you don't realize it, you're learning about fish, you're learning about whatever the thing is that you wanted to do. And like our brains are so interesting in that they do work that way. I think it's the greatest thing that humans have is like the ability, and it's also the most detrimental because we monetize it and then we like box people out. We convince people it's unattainable so that we can make outrageous amounts of money. But when it's like for some cause that we all agree is like, that was good. I'm glad someone figured that out and taught it. Like what a great thing to like learn something and go, I'm not just going to like monetize this. I'll teach you how to do it the best. So we have that.
Yeah, I think the people will come back to it though. I just don't know how big a movement it'll be, if it'll be huge or just niche. But like, I think that on a personal happiness perspective, it's just like our brains we want to be able to know how to do things. It's satisfying just on a personal satisfaction level to know how to do a thing, to figure it out, to become good at something.
Well, I know hang on, just real fast. When the whole fish, because what happened is Owen wanted fish. I think I talked about this on the podcast at the time. He wanted fish, and I was like, okay, we'll get him a fish in a bowl. And I started looking into, I'll make this very fast because people have heard the whole extended story. Started looking into it, and it was so complicated. Like no one does fish in bowls anymore. That's not the right environment for them. So, okay, I guess I have to get a tank, but then I have to get all this equipment. And then it was like, how am I, and I was getting, conflicting information from different sources. And I'm like, how am I possibly going to do this? This seems impenetrable to now where like, I can speak fish.
It's incredibly, and like, or artistically, like people buy these 3D printers, which I think are super cool. I've got nothing against them, but I look at, like it used to be when you would buy like an action figure that had a likeness, like the Todd McFarlane toys or whatever. There was an artist who, and these people are still out there. You can watch. It's incredible how they do this. They can get the likeness of somebody just by having a piece of clay, looking at pictures, and they can just sculpt it. And then,
they'll do that.
Yeah, but it's like the artistry and the skill involved in being able to do that. And then, you create a mold, and there's this whole physical process of creating that. And that's really cool. Well, now you can just go on a computer, like a Disney toy, and they'll just model it up with an actual. Now the likenesses are photorealistic because the computer is doing the likeness. Like there's no craftsperson who's sculpting anything.
Yeah.
And so you can get your 3D printer, and you can download a file of a lion or something and print it out, and like that's cool. But for me, and like I'm not judging the 3D printer of it all, but for me it's like, but isn't it more satisfying to just have the clay and the tools and make it with your hands? Like, I just don't see, for me, what the...
Play this in a month when he gets a 3D printer.
Well,
and it's like, it's changed my life.
You know what has convinced me to get a 3D? Because I was just like, the reasons I just described, like, whatever. But then also, like, I can just imagine our son and like we'll just have little tiny pieces of plastic fucking everywhere, which we already do. And it'll just be like, little planets, planets, and fucking this. I'm just like, it'll be a nightmare. So it's actually the reason I'm still not going to get one.
Because of Owen's need to have tiny plastic figures.
But everything being built on the shoulders of things before it, so that it is like, okay, great, yeah, you could find this car and go, well, I can't go there unless I know the origin and how to build everything back leading up to it. That's absurd. So we're always moving on this wave of like the next thing forward, and that each generation that's brought into like plenty of people now born have never seen or even really heard of a landline telephone.
Oh, yeah.
And so then having to explain it to it, you should probably know how the operator circuitry works before you get it. And they're like, oh, I'm just going to start here.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it feels like, but there is a benefit to kind of a vague understanding of what humans used to do.
Sure.
Because it feels like if we're just living in like, if this were a simulation and like, what are you trying to learn from this? Okay, we unleashed humans and they did every combination of beats and music imaginable. And we did that simulation. We knew it. Okay, humans can do this. What if we introduced the computers and let them start going? And the humans would be fascinated with that as well. Like, oh, cool. We kind of ran pretty far with it. We still have a long way to go there. It's unlimited, but humans, I think, are fascinated by like, what can a computer come up with? What can AI generate? But the fear is that like, what if we get so caught up in that we forget how to go back to like making things with clay and making things with our hand? So we're at this like precipice right now of trying to warn people, hey, don't get so caught up that when they take away your phone and then you have no recourse, you have no ability to go back.
Like literally, you don't know.
Literally no ability to go back over that bridge. Yeah. I think most people are like, I don't care. I just want to live on this, just wherever is going forward. But when you look at happiness and mental health, beyond just mental health, but like in combination with the planet, it feels like when people have like fish, like seeing natural things, that they're like, oh yeah, I have this more fundamental understanding of what this planet currently is.
Also, I think that like,
okay, but then I got to talk to Jeff about his hobby.
So just an incomplete thought. The thing that made me want to buy a 3D printer is the ability to custom make things for the house that no one would buy because it's so specific to you, like your need. Mm-hmm. So just something that perfectly fits, like a cup holder that perfectly fits like your stroller, and no one sells that or something like that kind of thing. Or just you have a thought of something that could, I could put this in the closet and this would make a thing. That inventor part of my brain is stimulated.
For example, Wendy got me a beautiful wind chime, which I just put up on our tree. And then, and I knew this is at kid level. It's very colorful. It's got all these dingly danglies on it. Owen's going to put his hand in it.
He threw a tantrum and he swatted
it
off the tree.
So have you ever untangled a wind chime? And it's not a wind chime that has like the metal sticks. It's like got all these plastic, or like, they're not glass, thank God, but they're like enamel discs. It's got it's the most, I untangled all of it except for like one giant clump. If we could 3D print something to like hang the wind chime off of, we need that.
Like a tree?
Yes.
3D printed tree. I also think people are going to start to appreciate flaws in art that are the human flaws. Like that'll actually start to be more appreciated because shows the humanity of a thing as opposed to everything being perfect.
Yeah.
Because now things are going to start to look really perfect, and that's not appealing.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
is cars your number one hobby? Are cars your number one hobby?
Yeah, I would say cars in general, tinkering, and then also my thimble collection. But I have too many. I don't know what to do with the extra ones.
Oh my God, I know someone who wants
Really?
them. Yes, I know someone. Are they decorative thimbles with like state birds on them or just regular thimbles?
They're fashionable and functional.
Oh my God, I know someone.
Okay.
Dave, look at this. Look at this. I would like to introduce you. He has thimbles to offload. You have a
Why
fingers
did you
to wear
say anything
thimbles.
when I was going on about my finger wounds?
I thought you were going to say that you wound up getting one.
These are not thimbles. He doesn't collect thimbles that are to be used. These are decorative thimbles. These are...
I have some wall hangers and then some that are actually meant to be
Do you
used.
never take them off the shelf and take them for a spin?
Every now and then, but like I have ones that I got inherited from my grandma and ones that I inherited from my mom. A couple of those I use, but a couple of them, it's,
I'll use your grandma's thimble, dude.
it's full of soul.
I think those are fighting words. I tried to collect thimbles for like half a minute. I think I had like 3 or something. Do you have any failed collections?
I do.
What were
Spoons.
you collected spoons?
I did. When I was in the Boys' Corps, we were traveling the country. Everywhere you go, I would get a patch and a spoon. And I don't know.
Did
what
everyone? Did all the singers get this, or was this like
I think
Daniel's thing?
there were a number of us that collected it. Now, the spoons were neat because each place you'd go would have like a different sculpt or a different thing on them. Of course, they're gone, long gone. But in hindsight, the patches were my favorite.
Are they gone too?
Yeah, everything's gone. I don't fucking have anything.
Do you want some of my old shit? Because I have so much.
The funny thing is, if I'd collected thimbles, I could use some thimbles too, because I want to, who knew?
Yeah.
But I don't got any
3D
use
print
for the
yourself
sugar
some
spoons.
thimble. Yeah.
See, when it all goes down, I'm going to be Lord Humongous of the Wasteland with the corner of the thimble
The
market.
thimbles will be currency.
Exactly.
That's what they say.
Yes.
They say stash porn, whiskey, gold, and thimbles and
Thimbles.
peanut butter.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you have any sort of go bag?
No, but that's very much on my mind these days. Mostly because we need a go bag for Owen just to leave the house. But then I do think we should have something just like a backpack. I did get recently 2 backpacks that have shovels and all different sorts of things.
They have shovels in them?
Like little,
Just
little
literally yesterday, you said to me, do you have a shovel?
No, but you don't want to unpack it. It's all this is don't fuck with it kind of go bag. Everything is packed to within an inch of its life. You take the shovel out and it's useless. The whole pack, you might as well throw it all away.
So what kind of calamity warrants retrieving this shovel? Nuclear war?
It's mostly I thought to put it in the car for I don't see a scenario
The next
here
fires?
in Burbank in which we would need
A
these
shovel?
particular go bags, but I just haven't.
Wait, what else is in these bags? It's the
Just
shovels?
survival stuff,
Just my survival stuff. Don't just not specific.
Was antibiotics?
Yeah, I think there's
Really?
I think it's
Peanut butter? Meals ready to eat?
I don't remember.
18
tools.
spoons
Yeah,
for
tools.
eating the peanut butter.
Chocolate, just cause.
Guns, rope,
A lead pipe. It's actually a clue game.
a giant wrench.
It's a clue.
Yeah, it did say clue on it.
Yeah,
that's not a go bag?
The tip off. Yeah. Oh, who knew that Milton Bradley got into
I thought they were
doomsday prep?
weirdly small to be used, but I just thought I've never survived, so I thought there was a story years ago that has just always been in my mind of this family. I think it was Seattle or Portland, and they went driving in the mountains, and it was snowy. And the dad and they went off on some service road. Maybe they didn't realize, and it ended because service roads will sometimes end. And they were in the middle of the snow, and they couldn't get out. And so the dad got out and said he'll go find help, and then he froze to death. And the family ended up living, the ones that stayed in the car. I just have it in my mind, you could be driving and I don't know, something, the car breaks down and you got to kill a drifter for food.
And you need a shovel and a board game.
Yeah.
You need a little garden trowel shovel.
So-
part of a clue.
Well, that's to
novelty.
bury
They
your
survived.
poo
They
in your
survived.
camp.
They survived. Someone found them. Is that how?
Yeah, they found the mom and the kids.
There's enough.
I mean, they found him too.
There's bits of granola bar like between the seats in the car. We could survive in the car for
There's
a long
enough
time.
food in
There's
the
so
car.
much shit in that car.
I know.
I've always just wondered, like, is it worth giving it a go if it gets to that point? Like, I just feel like I've always thought like the zombies are coming. I'm just like, you got me. I'd rather just be a mindless zombie.
Well, if it's
strolling on
if it's like The Road or something, yeah.
I just feel like
Like if it's like, okay, the world is gone and now everyone's eating each other. Yeah, I'm out.
yeah, I don't.
I'm out.
And like that dad, what an all-time terrible dad move to get everyone stuck, then go die, freeze to death.
It's
Why
selfish.
did he want to die?
It's
That's
really-
so
You know
weird.
what? Did he really die, or was he just like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then he was gone
He
for?
was like, I can't take the fucking nagging and the noise.
Oh, I think it's down this dark wooded road with
He
snow
passes
all
a
over it.
7-Eleven that's open. He just keeps walking.
It was raining a year or two ago, and we were going to pick up some bread from a friend a couple blocks away. There was nothing important about this whatsoever. But the quickest way home was like, oh, there's a pretty big puddle up ahead. But when you drive through like a deep puddle, your natural thought is, I'm at the halfway point. This is as deep as it gets. But I should have looked at the topography a little more clearly. It was more like a check mark. So it was like a steep hill and then this long grade to it. So like the puddle was definitely getting way deeper. But as we drove in further and further, much like this dude on a snowy road, I'm like, it's fine. We're past the halfway. Everyone in the car is like, it's getting pretty deep.
Like, how far was were you seeing water up the windows?
Oh my gosh. So we, like when we were probably 55% of the way through,
an amphibious car.
I felt so dumb having just to get this bread from 2 blocks away. Like, there's no reason for us to be in what is now looking like a life-threatening situation where like the water is above the floorboards of the car. It's approaching like the hood level.
Getting in
Oh
the
my
car.
god!
It's so
you're
deep,
like
and
you're like underwater almost.
Yeah, and I look out, and there's just a guy in his yard just kind of watching it. He's not offering any level of like, look at this guy driving his family into the snow. And then the car stops. And I'm like, oh, we're just sitting here quietly in the rain. This water's not going to go down right away. Although there was just a storm drain that was blocked. So
Yeah.
that guy in his house could have just grabbed a rake and be like, gotcha, folks. No interest. He was just tickled to watch me, this idiot. And then, I was like, all right, I got to get us out of this. And like,
Wait, so the car wouldn't go anymore?
Like left or right
I
wasn't
gave it
an option?
one more. I just put it in park, started real quick, threw it into gear, and like drove up. And then I just stayed on the hill for a second, so all the water could just drain out of it. Like there were fish flopping around,
like
And,
a dog getting out of a bathroom.
Yeah, it was totally like. I mean, it took a while to like get the car back to its normal state after that, and
to get it dry.
I like had to drive by the puddle the next day when it was all dry. Just like, what was
Awkward.
that?
Yeah.
And then I realized like the topography thing was the problem. But so maybe this guy out in the snow had like similar stupidity or something. But I mean, with this happening and then the guppies, I shouldn't be raising humans.
What was the vibe in the car among you and the kids and Emily Rose?
I keep it real mellow, and like I think the kids didn't know what was going on. The person next to me was a little worried, and then I was just like, had it not worked, I mean, there really would have been.
Did you get the bread?
Yeah.
Was it worth it? Was it good bread?
No, you know what happened is we were all shaken, and that
Was this on the way?
This was
the way
on the
to
way.
the bread.
So we made a detour, and I said, "Hey, I can't risk it in this weather for this bread." And I told him kind of what happened, and the person was like, "I'll just bring it over to you." So then they
But then they had to
delivered-
drive through the puddle.
They were smarter than me and avoided
Like,
gigantic
how
puddles.
wide was this puddle? This what like,
It was a 2-lane street, so it was a standard residential street,
and the puddle crossed
all
both
the way
lanes.
across it. Yeah, like. And in the center, probably 2 to 3 feet deep. It was so deep and so stupid. But so, having a go bag, not a terrible idea. My family and I just camp out there in front of this person's house in the rain. They see a little glow from us in our camping kit.
Sometimes when I'm driving, if there's something on the road that looks small enough, instead of swerving to avoid it, which can be risky, I will just try to straddle it. I'll just barrel forward. And sometimes when I hear it go chunk against the bottom of my car, I think that was a mistake. But I feel like that's that's like you with the puddle, you know? You're just like, a car can handle it.
I just kept thinking we're at the deepest spot. And I mean, that's like analogous to certain parts of life where you're like, this has to be the worst.
Yeah.
And you just keep going, it's all right, the worst is behind us. And then it just keeps getting worse. And you're like,
I felt that way for 10 years.
I mean, everyone goes through.
Coincidence. Just kidding.
Oh, because of you?
Oh, I thought you were making a joke about being married to me.
No, I was making a joke about the
world.
in the
Yes,
world.
I realized that. Yeah.
No, honey, it gets better every day.
For Valentine's, or as Owen says, Valentine's Day, Elliot gave me a card. Did you see the card Elliot gave me?
Yes. The one with the dog? No, wait.
Did you read it,
yes,
though?
Yes, I did, but I don't remember it.
It was like something like, but in card language, it was like, I love you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, and everything in between.
I mean, he meant it differently.
No, I know, but it was like he has no idea what this means.
That
it was very
saucy
cute.
kid.
I know.
Right.
There were not any cards left to mom. So they
no,
were
I'm not
all-
upset about it. It was very funny that I just was like, he has no idea what he's giving
Yes,
me.
that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was very cute. Very sweet. Okay, so we're the only doomsday preppers here. We're not really a doomsday. I feel like
I
Al
would love to
was.
see you guys in that situation.
Oh my God.
I'm doomsday
That would be
adjacent.
terrific.
I'm
I don't even think you are. We're like slightly doomsday curious in that we have children, and so like we should probably like have water and a shovel.
Yeah, like power, water. These things can go out. I don't know. I just think of like we do have power outages. So I got, solar, but then I thought stupidly, like you could get solar and then, if the power goes out, you just plug in your Nope, can't do that. You got to buy batteries.
Yeah.
And the batteries are as expensive as the fucking solar system itself.
Yeah.
And so not the whole solar system. It's good stuff. And no, but but I was like, fuck it. And so then last year I wanted to price it out again. And apparently because of the tariffs and because Trump had pulled the subsidies that Biden had put in for solar, it was like twice as much to get the batteries. And so it's like, fuck that. So it's like basically useless to us.
We have a neighbor who has a generator. We can just go over, a battery, right?
When the windstorm happened last year, the power went out in our neighborhood and a tree fell down, like busted something on, and so I went outside to check it out, and he had lights on in his house. I was like, what the fuck? So I went over there to talk to him. He's like, yeah, I got the Tesla battery. And as he was saying that, the lights went out. Like, the batteries went out. I'm like, oh, you think you're hot shit, but you're cold diarrhea.
I have a little deep cycle solar rechargeable battery. It's pretty sweet. But if I were to like be hunkered in for days with no sun, I would just be like, oh, that was cool that we got 4 hours of
Well, I
power.
think the answer is a solar generator.
Mhm.
And,
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's like I've been on the verge of buying one so many times. They're very expensive, like what we would need to keep like the refrigerator going,
Yeah.
And it just feels like I'm going to drop a fucking shitload of money for something that I might use once.
It's like all
Maybe.
insurance.
Yeah, it just feels like
not medical
it's hard
insurance,
to
but-
buy it. It's hard to buy it. But then when that happens, I'll wish I had it. So I don't fucking
Can we
know.
go back to you and skiing and your children?
Sure.
So your kids are skiing,
Yeah.
both of them, both tiny guys.
I mean, the older guy, yes. The little guy, I like to get him. I think the hardest thing for any sport like that is your brain just getting used to moving that way. I mean, think of like humans stepping on the little mover way in the airport.
Yeah.
The first time I don't care how old you are and how like you fundamentally understand it, you step on, you're like, oh, okay, I'm moving and I'm not walking. and it takes you a half a second. But like, ice skating, any of those things, like it is so unusual to get used to your body moving without you putting any effort in. And so when they're real
turning and
little,
stopping.
yeah, I just hold them and just go real fast. And so their brain is like getting used to that and like let their little skis touch the snow. But yeah, then like that now our older dude is doing it on his own, which is great. It's
and
so
they
fun.
ride the chairlift, and that doesn't scare you. Because when I imagine because I know that people take kids skiing, but when I imagine my kids on the chairlift,
No,
like
I
I
can't.
feel my stomach drop.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think those are learned fears. And I always heard that heights was like a primal one. That is, loud noises and heights were
Yeah.
like,
The
goes
things
back
that
to
scare
our
babies.
like, that's like our primate brain being like, I could fall out of this tree. But our littlest dude is 2 and was riding a chairlift, and I looked over and his little head was bobbing, and I'm like, is this kid falling asleep? And then unannounced, he just turned himself sideways on the chairlift and just went to sleep.
See, all this scares me.
Sweating.
I know.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Would you have a hand on him the whole time?
I was smoking. I was like taking in the scenery. Yeah, of course. I'm like keeping an eye. I like it's such a cool feeling. Just like kind of snug him up and be like, "Yeah, get some sleep, buddy." But
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
that's cute.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
like it's such a because if you think about it, aside from the heights, you're just swinging. It's
I know.
like
it is really
nature,
nice, except for the scary.
quiet. Yeah.
I'm always
scary.
amazed that more people don't die on those fucking things. Like how there's no seatbelt or anything. Like
There
everything
actually
on-
is that bar.
You drive
but
a
no
car
one
every
uses
day. I mean, everything is like when you get scared of the thing you're doing, then you just go like statistically.
But
what are
you're
we
in a
dealing
car,
with here?
you have a seatbelt. Like there are things you have airbags. Like those chairlifts, you're sitting on a bench in the sky. Like,
You know what you
fuck?
have,
It's
Daniel?
crazy.
Do you know
It's
what you
swinging.
have? You have what we just talked about, human ingenuity, and the people that designed it knew what they were doing.
But children don't. That's
What
well, I
they
guess
do.
they like. I just don't think it's natural for a kid to want to like sky off of there.
No, probably
No,
not.
I'm
Yeah,
not saying they
yes.
willingly fall off. I'm saying it'd be easy to fall off. There's not anything holding you onto it.
When's the last time you rode? Mostly now they have little kind of cages that come down. That you can
Mm-hmm.
kinda, yeah,
feel
you're,
like
you're
the
not just
ones-
naked up there. You usually got like a
The
little
ones I've
safety
been on
bar.
didn't.
I think they
Oh.
did, but for some reason, no one. When I took lessons, they never pull that bar. There is a thing that comes down, but they never pull it down. Maybe they do.
Well, there you go.
So, I mean, if that's what's holding you back from activities in life is just a fear of what could happen. What? Come on, what are we doing?
You're acting
We're
like,
staying home.
like every activity.
My ears are
has-
burning.
Not every activity hoists you 60 feet in the air with nothing protecting you from
They
a
could
fall.
in the wind fall off, and then someone would replay this and be like, "What an idiot!" And I'd be like, "That's fair," but I've ridden on it hundreds of times and had positive results each time. And in general, like the fall would be bad, but I don't think it would be like most times life-ending, depending on the conditions of the snow or like how high.
How
it is.
high up you're. Ooh, this seems like a perfect time to play. Guess Allison's irrational fear. Have you done this before? This is a
I've
new
not.
segment that I've introduced. I don't have a song yet for it.
There's lots of things to fear in this world, but none of them bigger than the one you've just heard from Alison.
Please.
It's
no
her
worries! Exclamation point!
irrational
But there
fear.
are worries.
Oh yeah, that's good.
No, I like years a lot. Can you do that again, please? We got to get a clean take.
I don't remember the words,
There's lots of things to
Things to
fear
fear.
in this world.
but nothing more than the thing you just heard. It's Alison's irrational fear.
I love it. Okay, so I'm going to mention a scenario, and then you guys try to guess what my irrational fear is. Now, usually no one has ever gotten this correct.
Okay.
You've
I
only
feel
done
like
it once.
twice.
Oh, okay.
I feel like this one is not going to be as hard. Okay, so the neighbors want to go ice skating, and they asked if our kids would like to go with them, and I said I think Elliot for sure would. I don't know if Owen would, but there is a specific fear that I have regarding my kids going ice skating. What is it?
They'll turn gay.
Fall backwards, hit the head really hard, concussion that you don't notice right away, and then some sort of side effect that arises from that, and that you always beat yourself up about because you should have like rushed them right to the hospital or something.
Well, now I'm worried about that, but no. Good guess. Great
Breaking an
guess.
ankle.
I'm going to say some kind of skate blade related injury, like cutting your artery and then blood's
Oh
everywhere.
my god, that video from who was it that got his throat slashed by a?
By an ice skate?
It was in the ice hockey. Yeah, it was
Oh
like
my God.
It was a goalie, I think.
It was
Hey.
yeah. There's a video of it.
Did he die?
I would
I
never.
actually don't
watch
think he
that.
did. I think they got it, but like you see him collapse to the ice, and then it's just like blood.
Ugh.
Well, do you actually have a real guess, Daniel?
My guess was the ankle breaking, but I mean,
Oh, yeah, okay. Jeff is the closest.
Yay. Lucky me.
It is one of them falls. This is what I imagine. I imagine Owen falling. I imagine him having a meltdown. No pun, because it's ice skating. While he's down and his hand is out and someone skates over it. Ah!
Wait, Owen's not going ice skating.
I know, but when I was imagining if Owen went ice skating. Because with Elliot, I think you could be like, pull in your hand. But basically it's hands on ice and then someone skating. Oh, it's freaking me out. That's my irrational fear. I feel like that one's is not as far afield as some
Does
of them.
that happen? People get
Probably.
their fingers chopped off by ice skates?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
They're not like blades,
No.
like sharp blades like that.
It would
Still
probably
seems-
pinch it and
Yeah.
or just scooch it along on the ice or go over it. I mean, it's a human. So think about the pressure you'd have to put on your foot to make that happen, to go through someone's hand. You would be skating and then it would feel like
There's something on the
there's
ice.
something on the ice. You'd lift your foot a little bit. You might crash, but I don't think you'd go, I'm going through this and cutting off it.
Probably not. But the amount of force on a blade from someone's body on a hand.
Yeah, you'd hurt it pretty bad.
Yeah, it-
Sure.
You'd
Okay.
have to step right down on
Yeah,
it.
someone just got tossed on like a couple's figure skating thing.
Yeah.
And then she's landing her spin. Which
Right.
that happens all the time. So
Yes.
Right. On a
gotta
giant
stay at
ice
it.
skating
on a
blade.
giant public ice skating.
Yeah, it happens at Pickwick. I think that's where it would be happening. So, okay, we have a real snack chat.
Snack Chat. Jelly beans, baby carrots, peanut chocolate, and Doritos, Snickers, cinnamon, Snack Chat. Milky Way, Skittles, Reese's, cheese, crackers, butter sandwich, cookie pie, cookies, pudding, fruit,
Snack
candy,
Chat.
ice cream, butter popcorn, chicken wing, very tasty is the thing.
Snack Chat.
These are Peeps, and they're Rice Krispie Treat flavored. Who is game enough to try? I am.
Sure, I'll try one.
Okay, great. Do I hear birds in here?
Oh, they're tweeting.
Oh my god, it just smells like artificial sugar in here.
As we set this up, would you like to hear another story of me not being bright?
Yeah.
Well, it pertains to ice skating. And I would say there was no sign that said anything, and there was no lock. We were at a public little mini ice skating place, and it has like a border all around the base of it so that your skates can't go out. But I look, and there's a little section underneath this bar. It's not that way. And it's like just goes straight out onto the snow. And I'm like, oh, nice. I'm going to skate real fast at it, grab the bar, swing out under it.
That does sound fun.
And that'd be a lot of fun. And I don't put much more thought into it. There's no sign that says, don't do that. But clearly, like, that's the place where they have the Zamboni come in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And they just set a little thing on there and they didn't lock it or anything. So I do my move and I swing way out and then the bar flies off.
Oh no.
So not only did I fall and hurt myself, but everyone that's just peacefully skating around hears clang, clang, clang. And like all look over and like just see me laying there with a giant bar trapping me down to the ice. Should not be raising children.
Did you get hurt?
I think I did hit my head and didn't feel so great.
Was this a long time ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Way before I had children. Way before.
I can see though where that seems like a really fun thing to do.
I mean, right up until I fell, it was great. This
All
is
right.
too sugary for me.
Have you had a regular Peep?
Probably at some point in my life. Is this a similar texture?
Yeah, it's this exact same texture. It's just a slightly different flavor. I think that
Just
the
tastes like
difference
marshmallow.
is this actually has more. A regular Peep tastes more like straight sugar. If anyone would like a paper towel,
I'm going to ditch that.
I think it's okay. I didn't get a real Rice Krispie treat flavor from
Well,
it.
Rice Krispie treats are marshmallow flavored.
Yeah.
But there's a riciness to them. There's like that baked rice flavor too.
True.
This just tastes like marshmallows.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. We
Another
did it.
Successful bit.
I feel like this is an unsuccessful Peep.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going back for this.
Didn't we determine that the Dr. Pepper flavored ones were good?
Surprisingly good.
Those were surprisingly good.
You'd think it'd be horrendous, but
You know, David, you've told a lot of stories about how you're not that bright, and I want to make you feel better by saying that you're smarter than me because I ate the whole thing.
Because you
now
felt obligated?
I just put a food in front of me and I'll eat it.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it, and I kept eating it, and then you were smart enough to go, this is gross.
While we're being vulnerable here, it was one of the first times in my life that I looked at it and said, wait, I don't have to finish this. I don't have to finish this.
it's all coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But while we're talking about how smart or unsmart he is, didn't you? What was
I
the
don't care
story
for
with
that.
the cheesecake?
Oh, yeah.
in a
My friend and
car?
I kept eating rotten cheesecake every night. Our friend when they got married, she made a whole bunch of like different. She made cheesecakes and carrot cakes and like all these different wedding cakes. So not only could you eat a bunch of them, but the idea was like anything left over would go home with people. And
she made them for her own wedding.
For her own wedding, yeah.
Wow.
Made like 10 or 20 of them, and they were so good. So we all loved all of them, and then we were like, "Well, we're going back to Austin. That's only a couple hours from here. I mean, we can make it in the trunk." And then it was so hot, and then we thought, "How hot could it really get within a couple hours?" Right from the car trunk into the refrigerator, and then we went to South by Southwest and stayed up really late, and then came back and we're kind of hungry, and then ate some cheesecake, and then the next day we're like, oh God, I think the trunk didn't do wonders for that cheesecake. And then we repeated that maneuver every night for like 3 or 4 nights.
To test the theory.
Just to test it out. Like, I think this was the thing that made us feel all bad this morning. I feel fine now. Probably something else. And we eat it the next morning. Oh God. Just kept going on.
I did that with a giant lasagna that I bought from like Ralph's or something. And it was like, it looked kind of funky. Like even right when I first made it, I was like, no, I made this from frozen. This will be fine. And then I ate it and I felt not great. I felt pretty sick. And then the next day I was like, that could have been a coincidence. That could have been anything. And so I ate it again and got sick again. And I was like, and it was a big lasagna. So I was all mad. I was like, I want my money back. And so I went back to Ralph's and, went to the manager window or whatever. And I said, yeah, I was like, I just bought this thing, but it was kind of rotten by the time I cooked it, And the girl pulled it open and she just said, what did you keep eating it for? I was like, I don't know. I was testing my theory. I had to prove, the scientific proof that this was it.
I love that you gave it. Did they give it the refund?
Yeah. Yeah. No problem. It was like, they had no problem giving me the refund. The head scratcher, the bone of contention was, why was I dumb enough to keep eating it? And that she recoiled so hard at the condition of the actual thing. Like, just at a glance, she was like, well, this is disgusting. Why would you eat this? Why would you have eaten this in the first place, much less twice? And I was like, I don't know.
See, I don't know if this is true, but I always feel like if it's a food item, if the food item is the thing that made you sick, the way you know let me start this sentence over again. The way you know which food item made you sick is because when you think about it, like you shudder. Because that's been my experience. Like if I eat something and then I get really sick,
I don't know if
then
that's scientific, but yes, that's how it works for me too.
It doesn't really fully make sense though.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. Like if you ate
too much
10
tequila.
things and one of those things made you sick, and then the next day after being sick, you thought of and only the thing that made you sick gives you that feeling.
Yeah.
That would be very weird.
I had that happen
Like
once I got food poisoning from, I drank this a half a bottle of tequila and I just got food poisoning from it.
Yeah.
And I was throwing up. Yeah, and I I was surprised I didn't think you could get food poisoning from tequila. But yeah, after that, I just, every time I thought about tequila.
I drank so much Cuervo in my freshman year in college, I couldn't drink Cuervo ever again.
Can you still not?
It's not the best tequila to start with. No, Cuervo Gold is a fucking gnarly ass drink.
So no, you still can't drink it.
Oh, I mean, I could drink it. I wouldn't get sick, but it doesn't have any appeal.
Yeah.
I think for a minute I was like into it. And that minute was just a minute, So yeah. Oh, and then when I was in high school, a friend of mine, I was at a friend's house and we were like, I don't know, we're playing video games or something and we're hungry and his mom had everyone I knew almost there had no parents around ever. It's so weird. So we were just like in the fridge and all he had were tortillas and tuna fish. And so we let's make tuna fish burritos. And
was there mayonnaise involved or just straight?
Yeah, it was so we made tuna fish burritos and I got sick and I couldn't eat tuna fish for years after that. So, but I knew what made me sick. That the question is if you didn't know.
Yeah. Let's do just me or everyone.
It's time for just me or everyone. Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Skadoop doop. All right.
Nice.
I hear that you have one, Dave.
Yeah, but now I'm forgetting it. Does anyone else have one to start off? I did have one going in, and now I've like blanked. I need a second to retrieve it. Okay,
let's hear it.
I can cover for you. Whenever I go to a bank to withdraw any sizable amount of cash, and especially if it's a large amount of cash, I feel like I need to explain to the teller what the cash is for.
Oh, wow.
I can relate to that.
I feel like, not that I do it, but I feel
about?
like I need to be able to explain to them what it is. Like, I feel like they're going to ask me, be like, oh, yeah, I can give you $7,500, but what exactly is this for? What is this about? Not that anyone's ever
like you're
done
getting it from your parents.
Exactly. And
just because there's like, criminals need cash and criminals get cash.
Well, that's the other part of it is that
if you're depositing cash.
If I'm depositing a lot of cash to a smaller extent, I have to be like, oh yeah, I sold a car. That's where this money came from because I'm not selling drugs. I sold a car. Yeah.
Isn't it shitty that you can't just convert currencies at a bank or whatever without them taking a fucking fee? Like you can't just like go like, okay, I want to buy some foreign currency. I understand if they have to like ship the cash to you, like they have to. Well, we have to get someone to mail we don't have it on hand. Okay, I'll pay the FedEx fee or whatever. But like, why are they taking a VIG? That pisses me off.
When you change money, you mean?
Yeah, when you change money.
Yeah.
Like, why can't you just get a straight conversion?
But
right,
that's regulated in some way.
But
I don't know why or how, but maybe going back to our pal Craigslist. I mean, that would be a fishy one. But if someone was like, "Hey, I just got back. I don't need these whatever francs or what have you. Do you want to buy them just straight up?"
Yeah,
that seems like the type of thing that a Craigslist community, hand to hand, eyeball to eyeball, people like doing the right thing.
That's right.
Like you could do this.
That's right. There should be a square where all the people from different parts of the world can go and they could change. Maybe a church or something. Maybe a temple. You could go and you could change the money.
Yeah. I think that
I don't know about that. Yeah, I was thinking like, is it to disincentivize you from changing it into foreign currency? But no, because if you come back to America after being away and you want to change back into dollars, then you also have to pay a little bit extra.
Yeah, the whole thing is fucking ridiculous.
What a scam.
Well, I think if you're a bank, your whole goal is to have a whole bunch of currency and or assets or equity. I don't know what the word is. Like you have capital essentially in the bank, but to have the most of it so that you can invest and do other stuff like makes sense to have. You would want to have a bunch of euros on hand, but the only way to make sure you're always making a little bit of money on that is like charge people just a little bit.
I just feel like it should be like this. Say you have $100,000 in the bank, right? You should be able to just take it out in whatever currency you want if it's the equivalent amount.
So it should be making change.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I want to take out, $50,000, but I want to take it out whatever the value is in francs. And you don't get a piece of that. You don't get the bank doesn't take a piece when I withdraw money.
Sounds like you're a real globalist. Did you remember yours, Dave?
I thought of a new one when Jeff was doing his. Do you want me to go?
Yes, please.
If I'm like at a place that has surveillance cameras and I can see myself and like see what everyone else around me is doing, I think the reason I do it is I want them to have more work for them than they need. So I will start acting real suspicious. Even if I know like I have the one thing I went there to buy, I'm going to pay for it. I still just want them to have to like monitor
what's that guy up to?
Yeah, what's he up to? So I'll be like looking over my shoulder and doing kind of things like that. Just as a goof, I guess.
Has anyone ever like stopped you or done anything because
no?
of that?
Maybe that's
no
another
one looks
reason.
at that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think so. Only if something goes missing or something happens. But I would love if something did go missing and like that's got to be the guy.
Yeah,
but
he's acting so suspicious.
It's acting so weird.
Okay, Megan sent one in. When I read the captions from the New York Times Instagram posts, I hear it as Michael Barbaro's voice in my head.
Okay.
Is it Barbaro or Barbaro?
Barbaro? I don't know.
Barbaro?
I don't listen to that podcast.
I do sometimes. He does have a very distinct way of speaking.
He does, yes.
That's a no from me.
All right. It might be just you, a little bit me, Megan. Okay. Let us move on to Hey, Go Fuck Yourself.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
All right. Who needs to tell someone what to do with themselves?
Sure. As always, ice guys, go fuck yourselves. You got your signing.
We got a big ice listenership.
To speak to that, I feel like currently there's within podcasting, like you maybe would see in like comments or something, just keep politics out of it one way or the other. I don't care which side you're on. I just can't help but think, yeah, for sure. You're not fooling anyone with your keep both sides.
Right.
In 1934, people were like, and also fuck Hitler. And you'd be like, hey, come on, just keep it fucking down the middle.
I feel like that has died down, actually. I feel like maybe even a couple years ago, people were saying that. I feel like we could talk politics now and we wouldn't get much pushback.
That's good. Anyway, ice guys, go fuck yourselves. And then this guy who probably is a secret ice guy, we had a Craigslist deal set up. And I feel like Craigslist, is a good barometer of humanity. You get certain like good karma and bad karma depending on how you, I'll hold that for you. And or, like I could have sold this for a little bit more to someone else, but here I made this agreement to you. Little things like that always happen. And this dude said, reply back to this. Here's the address and here's the time. And I said, great. He said, reply back, confirm this. And I said, confirmed. See you tomorrow. And then like,
what was the item?
I was going to get some skis. And like 30 minutes before I was going to leave, hey, someone else just came by and bought them.
No.
Yeah, that's a dick move.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, guy.
Oh my God.
I know, really.
Hey,
it's one thing if I
oh my God. I'm so angry for you.
I buy them way ahead so that if I see a deal, then I'm like, great. I got ages 7 through 10 figured out.
How many skis do you have right now?
4 or 5 pairs and 6 at max, something like that. But it fits everyone. And I kind of like if we go somewhere and someone's like, oh crap, my thing broke. Or I'm like, oh, it brought some extras. Like I like having extra things on hand, especially if you can get them at like
and you don't even like skiing.
I just ride the chairlift and let kids sleep. But the confirmation and then the cancellation. It's one thing if someone's being like waffly.
Right.
Oh, I might come tomorrow. I could come
or just
next
winging
day.
it.
Yeah. Let's see how tomorrow looks. Maybe Tuesday. And then the person goes, hey, I sold them. You're like, fair enough. But the confirmation.
Hard confirmation.
That's
brutal.
What's the point of a confirmation if
Wouldn't I love to ask this person? I don't know.
Here's the part that bothers me about this.
Bitch, please.
Thank you. The part that's driving me nuts, I'm having a real reaction to this. Because things like this have happened to me with like, I thought that like, oh, I had applied for an apartment and she's like, your application has been accepted. And I'm like, great. And then when I got in touch to like, okay, so she's like, oh, I'm sorry, someone else got it. And I was like, I don't know what application has been accepted means. Maybe it just means I passed the first hurdle, but my understanding was it meant I got the apartment.
Yeah.
So fuck her.
I'll take my business elsewhere.
I have a bunch of David drops that suit this. I
don't care for that. Oh, look at me go.
But he offered no explanation.
He just said, yeah, like, sorry, someone else came by. And I want to, when that happens, you want to be like, hey, what went down? Why do the confirmation?
Did they offer you more money? What happened?
Yeah, I just felt like, I don't know. I revert back to that Maya Angelou thing of like, if someone shows you who they are, just believe them. And I just thought, probably good to not buy skis from someone that would do this.
Probably, yeah, but fuck
I am
him.
such a believer in that shit. Like down to half my life is just thinking about traffic around drop off at school. And the other day I was there was a guy driving behind me. He's not getting into details, but he was just driving a little aggressively for drop off and like not letting, like getting frustrated when I had to parallel park, so I had to back in, and he's like, and he went around and there's another car coming, and he's like, and then he went around, and it's like he didn't honk, but it was just like you could just tell the way he was driving.
He had honk energy.
Yeah. And I just thought, like, I don't need to know anything more about that guy, because like I have just come to know that you can see things like that and just extrapolate the mentality to drive like that. That is not the way a person who drives, who would be someone I would get along with. That is a person who is just in a mindset that I
don't feel
need
like
to know. I don't
if
need
you
to know.
were rushing someone to the hospital and it was the only time you could justify, I have to kind of drive like this, that there'd be a version of you like, wait, I'm sorry.
Totally,
like you'd be like to everyone you pass, there's someone
you wouldn't
bleeding
even
in
be
here.
like that. Right.
But to do it just in like wherever people normally do it, I'm like, whatever your reason, and it's not enough. Your reason here is not enough. And I do the same as you, like, you're a bad person. It's been stamped. It's been solidified.
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially when there's such an obvious reason why there are like we're all dropping our kids off.
Right.
Like give each other some space. You'll have plenty of time before the bell rings. Like there's that thing of like, well, don't judge. It's like Jesus told you not to judge. DQ tells you judge. Okay?
Make an appropriate judgment. You absolutely have to judge.
I'll never forgive. Like if it's so important not to judge, he can come back and reiterate. Okay.
You can do the whole there, but for the grace, fine. That person's good. But also, by saying that, you are making a judgment that, like, they need some grace. So that is a judgment.
And honestly, it's not even judgment. It's just like, I know what you are. Like, I see the kind of person you are. I do have a judgment with that, but at the same time, it's more just like, I don't need to know you.
Do you ever see someone
I don't want that energy.
Like at a cocktail party or something, whether it's their clothing, the way they hold their drink, the way they're a little too charming? I'm like, you fucking do that thing in traffic. I just know.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, it's funny. I grew up in a real don't judge house. That is what they said.
Oh my God.
But isn't that surprising? All they did.
They said that?
My dad did. He was big and like, don't judge.
You know what
don't
he meant?
Judge.
Don't judge me.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know what he meant. I don't know. It was like I've heard it from such a young age. I mean, I think it actually means like don't condemn. But all he did, I mean, he had a judgment about everything and everyone.
Here's the thing. Understand you also are a sinner. Okay? We're all sinners. So that's the point of the don't judge, you know? It's like, don't think your shit don't stink. Okay, I know my shit stinks. Can we judge now, please?
But you know what? But don't judge it. Oh, it's always like, I'm going to say something negative about someone, but I don't judge. It's almost like like no give backs. But so anyway, I remember saying that to my very first therapist. I was talking about someone and I said like, I'm not judging. And she's like, why not? And I'm like, and I forget what I said. And then she's like, our judgment is like one of the only... And I don't only blank that we have. Like our judgment is one
like
of our
abusers rely on you not judging. Like abusive people will be like, don't judge, so they can get away with their shit. Well, I don't let you get away with your shit. I've been around too many of you assholes.
Yeah.
Like I fucking judge for my own protection.
Yeah, I think that's what she was saying. Like our judgment is a form of protection.
Exactly.
Jeff, do you have one?
I do. I would like to say, hey, go fuck yourself. Sort of to youth culture, but not exactly youth culture. Because
all the youths.
Yeah.
Not youth culture. Youth culture is ridiculous, and it's fine. Be young, be foolish. But what can go fuck itself is there's a whole thing now with like people on TikTok, like young people shaming people who aren't young because they don't know what Riz is or some stupid thing like that. And they ask someone a question like that and then they goof on it like, you don't know what Riz is, blah, blah, blah. Like, listen, I know what Riz is. It's some dumb shit for babies that you're not going to know anything about in 15 days that everybody's going to forget. That's what Riz is, right? So there's that. And then also people project like they're afraid of being judged like that, of like, oh my God, I have to know what Riz is because I'm going to look stupid. Well, forget it. What is a bigger exercise of the ultimate underprivilege than youth? Right. You know, it's like being young's awesome. Having the luxury to be that foolish and stupid and be into dumb stuff, I did it myself. I still do it. But I know plenty of people who are dead. And if being young is awesome, it's like, that's like inheriting a ton of money and being like, look at all the money I earned. You are born into being young. It is a completely underprivileged. So stop throwing it in people's face.
Babies.
Yeah. You are literally all Nepo babies of youth. So for people my age, stop feeling bad because you don't know whatever dumb shit babies are into. Stop being afraid that you're going to be old or whatever. And Dave, I think you'll help me out with this. I'm going to start a TikTok channel, whatever they call them.
Channels,
where we'll go up to little kids and ask them how to cook eggs properly. And we'll ask them the difference between a Roth IRA, a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA. We'll ask them how to change a tire.
Yeah, that's real Riz.
Yeah, and we'll ask them how to change, the air filter in their HVAC for their house. And when they don't know, I'll be like, what's up, stupid? You're so stupid.
All right, Unc.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And also, every generation has its own slang,
Yeah.
and its own fucking vernacular.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, we chased the hoop down the street with a stick and tried to tie a ribbon on the horn of a triceratops.
Yeah, so hey, kids.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
And lastly, Podcast Pals product picks.
Podcast Pals peanut picks.
I have one. I've made a lifestyle upgrade, and it was inexpensive. My trusty old heat pad died, and I said, well, I'm going to have to get myself one today. I got another one. I didn't like it. I got another one, and it's a heat. I've never had a weighted blanket. I've always because people are like, you know that feeling at the dentist when they put the lead apron on you? And I'm like, I'm neutral on that feeling. I do love when a dog is on me though. But I got a weighted heat pad, and I have never been so relaxed and comfy and cozy. Guys, get yourself a weighted heat pad. It's divine. And I will put this Amazon.com/shop/Alison Rosen is where you can see all the Podcast Pal product picks, and I'll put it in there. Okay. Dave.
Well, obviously the planet, we've created like 10 billion tons of plastic. 80% of that probably since the 80s. We've recycled maybe 6% of it. About 3% of that ever goes back into production. So when you are purchasing things, try to be mindful. Try to fix the things you have. If you don't have a hobby, get into fixing stuff. There's tons of like resources to do that. Estate sales, yard sales, thrifting, getting stuff like really good old stuff. Back from when Jeff was a kid, Craigslist.
This is one of the reasons I actually learned to sew was I wanted to continue using clothes after they started to rip and shred, like to be able to repair it or
fashion, the number one polluter in the world. So, if you are into this year's finest fashion, maybe try to use it a little bit and fix it up like Daniel's doing. And then if you have to get something, try to get something that you know where it's manufactured and then you trust the company and that it blah, 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 blah. And then a product.
Captain Planet over here.
I was going to say, but what can you buy to help you do that?
Well, I don't trust big technology, as that's become apparent. So I'm not on any of the social media. I have a Mastodon account and a Blue Sky account. And then I like Patreon, but I created my own just in case Patreon goes the way that they all do, where they start like upping their percentages and all that. Yeah. So if you go to the endlessabyss.org/join, my podcast Intercepts, you can get a membership. And I'll do an ARIYMBF discount. You get like 50% off. So you can get it $2.50 per month. Try it for like a month. Listen to episodes without any ads or anything.
You can hear an episode with me on it.
Yeah. And sometimes I send them so you can play them like on your Patreon if you want, because Alison's in them.
Yeah.
So that's a fun thing. But the endlessabyss.org, there's that's the product of like getting a membership to a podcast that you probably don't even listen to, but give it a try.
Yeah. And use the code ARIYNBF.
Yeah.
For a deal.
For a steal.
Yeah.
And even if that's not enough, let me know. Be like, I want it for where I pay a $1 a month. Let me know, and I'll write a code for that as well.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Jeff?
I'm going to piggyback on Dave's recommendation. My Amazon pick is a Mercedes replacement door handle on Amazon, of which most are plastic, but I found a metal one, so you don't have to worry about that plastic part, and then you can also use it to fix your Mercedes door rather than replacing the whole door panel.
Yeah. As listeners know, currently to get out of my car, I have to roll the window down, reach out, let myself out from the outside, roll the window up, turn the car. It's a whole thing.
And are you going to fix it, Jeff?
I could, but Allison's going to take it to the mechanic, but she just had to find the part. We should give him backstory.
I mean, if you want to fix it, I'm not going to stop you.
You could pay someone to do it.
Okay. Yeah.
Money well spent.
The store the only way they could do it is to get the whole door piece or something.
The mechanic.
The entire inside door panel.
From the dealership, which is like $1,000.
Yeah.
But then Jeff found it online for me.
They so frequently don't let you bring in outside parts. But if you show up and you're like, hey, I got this, you can find a place that'll install it.
Actually, I don't know. I sure hope so.
Yeah. It was their idea. Didn't they tell you to?
Oh, yeah. They said to take. They
this
said
is an independent mechanic. It's not like the dealership.
Yeah, they said to check a junkyard, to go to a junkyard and ask for it.
Yeah.
I hope that I heard correct that I can then take it to them.
They'll
I think
100% let you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very cool. We finally found a good mechanic thing.
Jeff is the one who told us about them. Yeah.
They're good people.
So, yeah, I'll put that door handle in case you have the exact same car as me from 2013. And your door handle has also popped off. Amazon.com/shop/Alison Rosen. Mm-hmm. Well, I cannot thank everyone enough for being on this episode. This was delightful. My little clock here stopped working at a certain point. So we're actually...
If you're wondering why this episode
show is longer than I thought. I was like, wow, we're making such good time for so long. But I was wrong. Follow me everywhere. Dave, well, you already mentioned Endless Abyss. Anything else?
Yeah, davidhuntsberger.com. I do a newsletter there that I never really write enough, but I like. I created a whole open source Linux server so that like, when the powers that be, like The Guardian just did a piece on how Substack still having Nazis like on their platform over and over. Eventually, like
keeps things exciting.
It's pretty crazy. So eventually, like when we are told by the overlords, like you can or cannot send or post or whatever, there's going to be these little back end channels through, having your own servers and whatnot. So davidhuntsberger.com. I do a newsletter there. I have a Mastodon account. I think I have like 10 or 12 followers at this point. It's going great.
I didn't even know Mastodon was still around.
It's the best idea. It's decentralized.
Except
it's open
for the
source.
fact that it's impossible to figure out how to use it.
Yeah.
They've made it pretty accessible now because like Mastodon.social is like the main server. But if everyone joins that, then it's just centralized. So you got to find one that you like. So if you like a fish one, like Alison,
there's a fish server?
There's one for everything. So
literally none of this has ever made any sense to me. I don't understand.
Let's have that conversation off air, though.
Oh, sure. The quick version is that imagine if everyone has a server and then as opposed to one person who does Sig Heils out in public, and that guy just says, like, here's what I'm going to showcase. So if someone tried to shut down Mastodon, it would be people with their servers in their garage, like, come and get it. Like, it's very hard to, like, stamp out 1 million moles as opposed to one giant tower. So it's a good idea. It's fundamentally, like, a great idea. It's less lively than the other ones. But so that's where you can find me and the endlessabyss.org.
Fabulous.
It's time to stop where the cowboys shop.
So many drops.
The brand name in Western wear.
Western stores. I always said it wrong. Brand name in Western.
I just love it, Daniel.
Well, I am downloading Clawbot onto my thing. I'm going to have an AI server running independently, and it soon will be everything that I say will be dictated by Clawbot. So soon I will be 100% AI directed.
Great.
Alaskan Marmaloot.
I love that too. And Jeff?
If you want to check out some hilarious improv comedy, check out a podcast. Check out Comedy Bang Bang, the improv comedy juggernaut. And if you want to hear some celebrity chat interviews, check out Literally with Rob Lowe.
Do it. Thanks, everyone. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show?